Patriots. Two teams each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Throwing Jones.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, this defense for the Bucs, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Complete. It's Henry. And he's going to come up well short as they rally up to stop him at about the 16. Call it a pickup of 3 and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. And the AFC's Pro Bowl punter last year, Jake Bailey, on a punt for New England. Back deep, Antonio Brown. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. And the numbers last week for Tony: 13 carries, 64 yards, and a touchdown.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
Defensively here, Charles, I'd have to imagine coming up with a game plan to stop Tom Brady. Many have tried. Few have succeeded. What do you see as their best course of action?
Well, besides stating the obvious, which is having great guys who can cover, and we know how difficult that is in the NFL, I say it's inside pressure. The guy's up the middle in his face because he's not the type of athlete that can get out to the perimeter and hurt you. He likes to step up in the pocket and throw downfield. If you have a couple of good pass rushers right in his face, right in his grill, that's your best chance to slow him down.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
Well, that's not exactly how they drew that one up nor practiced it, because on 1st down, you're trying to get some yardage to set up 2nd and 3rd down calls. In this case, had to drop it off to his running back. But, boy, they closed quickly on that one and stopped him behind the line of scrimmage.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Tate. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a 2nd one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd down now, Tony, and this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, is so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible, so I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now he'll throw with Brady. This is caught by Tate. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big pickup of 38. After 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, and it's Buccaneer football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
Yeah, boy, it is tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. 2nd down. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Kadarius Toney, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive.
It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a 1st down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now Jones. Caught right side, Tate. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally down at the 36-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 7 yards, the pickup there. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown, Patriots. Chris Godwin, his first touchdown on the year. And once again, the Patriots are back out in front.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may...
Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked up. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the return will stop right around the 25. So it goes as a fumble. And now, as with every potential turnover, we're going to take a second.
After review the play, the rules on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Jones throw pulled in by Tate. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
2nd and 2.
Looking to throw. Jones. And he held on to it too long. A coverage sack. Down he goes. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. He'll drop it underneath to White. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So the fumble recovery had him set up in ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when it results in field position like they had, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Brady's saying let's go as he'll hustle him to the line. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. We have hit halftime. Still, all right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point.
So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football.
Let's go.
Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter.
Now, they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Play action. Now it's Brady.
And that'll be caught by Tony.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And, folks, I don't know what more you can say about Tom Brady, but I'll tell you this. On that last throw, he toppled another mark, 80,000 career passing yards. Congratulations to number 12. The career, we know how sensational it's been, and somehow it just got a little more sensational.
Brady now on first down. He completes it to Tate. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Brady.
Throw left side, complete to Tony.
It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
Yeah, this defense as a whole has really been flying to the football all game long. They have not allowed too much of anything, and here's another example. A great play there to get in and disrupt it before it could get going.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Brady. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
They'll go for it. It's Brady. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up. Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the 17, Brady. This is caught by Robinson. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. On third down, Tony. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he stopped immediately there. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Second down and goal. Brady. He'll buy some time right. Looking for Brown, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bucs are just an extra point away from grabbing the lead now. The extra point splits the uprights, and that will put them on top here in the third. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
They turn to Harris to begin the drive. And some space here. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Damian Harris, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots have retaken the lead.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. And that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates. They're looking at you. And let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to him. That's not how football works. But he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on next-gen stats.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll run on first down. Tony, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back now in Foxborough. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. On play action, it's Brady. Buying time to his left. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
On first down, Tony. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Brady's throw pulled in by Robinson here.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12.
Anthony Jennings in that time defensively.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On play action, now Brady.
Open man right side is Tony.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Kadarius Toney
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the 4th. Brady's going to look to throw. And this one's caught. And their 4th quarter lead grows by a couple more. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And now out come the Patriots.
Now the bad news for them, they've seen that cushion they once had totally evaporate, and they're working from behind. The good news, they now have the opportunity to regain the lead right back.
Jones on first down. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Looking to throw. Jones. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory.
For Mac Jones, accuracy was more his calling card when folks were taking stock of the 2021 draft. But he's got a big arm as well, and he shows it off there.
Back to throw. Jones. And he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Harris is going backwards here. Now they come in and drop him all the way back at the 4-yard line.
The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd and goal now in a one-score game. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The big Vita Vea pushing his way through to wind up with a sack.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down.
Brady to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. It's 3rd down. To throw is Brady.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Patriots take over.
New England trying to get a place on offense.
They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines?
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Jones. Connecting with Aguilar.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th.
Here's Jones.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
To throw is Jones.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
Back to throw, Brady. Finding Tate. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Now Brady. Flushed out right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And what an effort on the final play of regulation. All zeros on the clock, and we are headed to OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. New England's offense set to go.
They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. Now White. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now a first throw here in overtime. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From just shy of midfield, Jones. And his pass incomplete. So 3rd down coming up. And Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4-down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you've got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
The Patriot passing game is rolling. They've got another first down. This is a big spot for a rookie QB, and overtime's kind of where you earn your stripes, isn't it?
It really is, and we've talked with enough coaches and players about how these youngsters are getting into the game and playing this at such a high level so early. But overtime, that's an entirely different animal, and he's handling it.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, I know at points of this when you wanted to close your eyes.